Hey students, today we're looking at the annotated bibliography, which you will create as an essential part of your research project. So the question is, how do I create an annotated bibliography? First, let's talk about what a bibliography is. So it is basically the list of all your sources that you use for a research project. Oftentimes it's called a works cited. If you look at the picture below, you'll see an example of what that looks like once it's listed out on a document. So what we're going to be doing is an annotated bibliography, so taking this idea but transforming it to this. So looking at the annotated bibliography, it's taking the list of all your sources that you're using, but you're writing an evaluation of each of the sources. So you will be summarizing the source, evaluating it, and reflecting upon it, whether you want to use it or not. So we're looking at this more deeply. Notice in the picture, there's not just the list of the sources, but you have an explanation of it. So that's what we're really doing. The purpose of the annotated bibliography is to list the sources that you're using for your research. So it could be a book, an article, a website, but then you follow it with a brief description and evaluation paragraph, which is called the annotation. The purpose of the annotation is to inform the reader of the relevance, accuracy, and quality of the sources that you're using. So I want to guide you through this process right now so you get a chance to see how it's done, and then you'll be doing it. So you're going to get a handout that looks like similar to this, which describes what you're going to do when you start the annotations, but we'll come back to that. What I'd like to do is first take you through this. So access your EasyBib account, please log in and click on the bibliography portion of your project. For each of your articles, which you should have a minimum of 4 today, you're going to be reading the article and first trying to understand what the article is about. So this may take some time. As you read the articles, the easiest way to access them is by clicking on, let's go to this one. Click on More, click on Link. And here you're going to see your article. And now you can read it, you can annotate it, you can highlight important parts, which you know how to do. Now from this point, what you're doing is you're really reading for meaning, trying to understand the article itself and the perspective that it's providing. And really you're trying to ultimately decide whether this is going to be useful to you or not. So once you finish reading the article and annotating it, you're going to write an annotation about this source. So go back to EasyBib. Be sure to click on the same article you were using previously. Click on Edit. Now scroll all the way down and you're going to see a button that says Add Annotation. Click on Add Annotation. And here in the annotation box, you're going to type your annotation. It's a minimum of 3 sentences. Now, depending on your class and your level of your course later on, this will increase. But for you, minimum 3 sentences. How do you know what to write in this box? Let's go back to our guide. So when you're writing your annotation, you are simply going to be following this format. For one of your sentences, since we said it's a minimum of 3 sentences, you should first summarize the article. So going back to the article, I'm going to summarize what this is overall about by answering one of these questions. What's the main argument? What's the point of the article? What are the topics covered? If someone were to ask you what the article was about, what would you say? So you're going to summarize that in 1 or more sentences. The second sentence, or what should come after the summary, is your evaluation. So Evaluate the source by answering one or more of the following questions. Is it a useful source? How does it compare with other sources in your bibliography? Is this information reliable? Is the source biased? Does it take a side? Or is it objective? It covers all sides of the story. What is the goal of the source? So focus on answering one or more of these questions next. Third, you're going to reflect, this time bringing it back to yourself and what you are doing in your project. So reflection should answer, was this source helpful to you? Does it help you answer your thesis? How can you use this source in your research project? How has it changed how you think about the topic, and if so, how? So this is somewhat of a reflection. So taking a look at an example of what that might look like, let's go ahead and read this one. So one of the articles called Millions Struggling to Read and Write Study, I took this and I basically wrote the annotated bibliography. I also color-coded it. You do not have to do this, but I wanted to show you that my summary is in blue, my evaluation is in green, and my reflection is in dark red. So it says, this article explores the problems that low literacy levels poses to the Australian population. Millions of people have such poor literacy skills that they struggle to grasp basic, everyday tasks, such as reading a magazine. This article provides useful information about low literacy rates in Australia. However, it does not offer insight into the literacy levels in the United States. In addition, the information is not current since it was published in 1999. Though this source was helpful in bringing awareness to low literacy skills, I would like more information that is relevant to my community. So with that said, that's going to be my annotated part of that. So I would ultimately, if I wrote this, this is what I'm putting here. And so that's what you come up with. You write your annotation here, and once you are done, you click Update Citation, and this is what it's going to have. It's going to automatically save in your EasyBib account, and you move on to the next one. So again, if this is the next one, click on More, click on Link, open up the link, and go from there. It's pretty easy. If you get stuck or you have any questions, be sure to ask or email. Good luck, everybody, and make sure you do that for all of your sources today.